So before I started this YouTube channel, I spent many hours, weeks, months watching countless videos such as how to start a YouTube channel, how to grow a YouTube channel, how to monetize, or why you should start a YouTube channel. I even did a popular Skillshare course on how to start a YouTube channel that was made by a popular YouTuber. I will say that there's a ton of really useful information out there, and I learned a lot from all of these videos that I watched. However, my aim with this video is to try and help you decide on whether or not making a YouTube channel is the right fit for you. Now, I'm going to try and keep this video nice and short, and I will also have one tip at the end of the video for those who really do want to actually start a YouTube channel. So I really hope that you stick around for that. Now, I know my channel's small, and I obviously haven't been doing this as long as many other people have. However, I do think that I've learned so much in my time making this small YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. So there's some common advice that you'll get from these how to make a YouTube channel type videos that I mentioned earlier. And they boil down to two main points. The first is that you need a niche or an unfair advantage to get started. Something that will set your channel apart from everybody else that will make people want to watch your content. And the second is that you should just start. Stop wasting your time watching these videos and just start making your channel without caring what other people think. Now, I fully agree with both of these points. However, the first is definitely far easier said than done. But that's also because I kind of think it's jumping ahead a little. I watched these kind of videos for months because I couldn't really bring myself to just start. And the reason for that is because I didn't feel like I had a niche or an unfair advantage to offer people. And that's because these kind of videos talk to you in a way where you've already got your niche, so you should just start your channel. I think the more important question that you should ask yourself before should I start a YouTube channel is, why do I even want to start a YouTube channel in the first place? Is it simply that you just want a hobby that is more creative or productive, or maybe you just like filming and editing? Or maybe you just don't want to work a stressful job to make an income, so you thought, well, maybe YouTube might be a good option, which is definitely not what I was thinking when I started watching those videos. Yeah, it was. If your reason is that you just want a more creative or productive hobby, or you just have an interest in filming and editing, then yeah, I think you should just start. And if you have a niche or an unfair advantage, then that's really just a bonus to you. If your reason why is that you want to make an income from YouTube, then I strongly recommend that you start when you have a plan, as well as a really good unfair advantage that you can offer people. But before even doing that, I would ask yourself just one more question. Is YouTube the best path for your goal? Even really big YouTubers will tell you that their main income stream does not come from YouTube. In fact, reasonably popular YouTubers don't make nearly as much just from YouTube that people do from working a full-time job. Not only that, they put in way more time and effort into creating YouTube content than a person would working full-time. So if your goal is to make an income and you have a really good unfair advantage and the time to invest into making regular content, then yes, I definitely think you should just start. But if your main goal is an income stream and you don't really have a plan, and if you're not that passionate about being a YouTuber for more than just money, then I would argue that your time might honestly be better spent elsewhere. There are so many different side hustle options out there to try and build a second or even primary income stream. Better yet, they wouldn't require you to start building a YouTube community of 1,000 subscribers and having over 3,000 hours of watch time just to start making money as well. You might spend countless hours trying to build a YouTube audience, and there's no guarantee that it's going to pay off in the way that you want it to. Alternatively, if you spend that time on building even a small side hustle and building a small income stream, that could give you a bridge into having an unfair advantage that would allow you to start creating a YouTube channel maybe a little later on down the track. For instance, I spent an hour or two every now and then over the course of a couple of weeks building a really simple Notion page. I then uploaded it onto Etsy, made a few sales, and I've made roughly $30 in profit from it. And I've hardly done any advertising at all for it, I might add. It was basically just a set and forget sort of thing. It cost me nothing to set it up other than a little bit of time. But in comparison to the many hours I've spent filming and editing YouTube videos, it's made me $30 more than this YouTube channel has in all the hours I've spent doing this. So you might be wondering, if it's so much easier to start and build a different side hustle, why keep making videos on YouTube? To be honest, when I started maybe thinking about considering possibly making a YouTube channel, I did think that the initial reason would be to hopefully one day start earning a bit of income from it. I thought that it would be amazing if I could eventually get to the point where I could take it full time and just make content here on YouTube rather than having to work a stressful job. But when I did finally start a YouTube channel, it was actually for a completely different reason. It turned into me just really wanting to be more confident in myself. I struggled a lot with anxiety and depression in the past, and I still have my bad days even still. With not having a niche or an unfair advantage, I just decided to start anyway. To start trying to build some self-confidence. When I started this YouTube channel, I got so tongue-tied even when reading from a script, to the point where it would take me 2 hours to film a 15-minute script for a video. And it was so bad that my back would sweat from the anxiety of it all. This got better and better over time, and filming myself became easier and easier. I slowly got better and better at filming and editing, but my channel still wasn't growing. Not having a niche also meant that my content was not very consistent, and to be honest, my channel was kind of a mess. Or is kind of a mess. So I wasn't really surprised that it wasn't growing, although it was still somewhat demotivating. But over time, I started to realize what it is that I really want out of YouTube, which has led me to start planning for the next leg of my YouTube journey, one that does have a niche and a plan for consistent content, which I actually plan to start very soon. Even though this channel is quite small and kind of a mess, I'm really glad that I took that advice and just started. If I didn't, I don't think I would have eventually got to the point where I realized what it is that I want to do with YouTube. So even if this is just for a hobby, even if you don't have a niche or an unfair advantage, if you know you really want to start a YouTube channel, then just go ahead and start. You might get lucky and be an instant hit, or your channel might only get a couple of hundred subscribers. But with any luck, the experience you build along the way will help you. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll realize what it is that works for you. Now, as for that one tip that I mentioned that I do have for people that do know that they want to start a YouTube channel. So some people that do say that you should just start say that the easiest way you should do so is by starting out with making an intro video. Personally, I don't think you should do this. Now, don't get me wrong, if you do want to make an intro video, go ahead and make it, but I would recommend that you set it to unlisted so other people can't watch it. I personally think that you should try and make your first video on YouTube something that people are actually going to want to watch. That way you're giving your new channel the best possible chance at having a really positive start. The odds of a YouTube intro video being an instant success are very low, and the reason for that is because people aren't going to want to know more about you until they actually know about you, until they know you exist. There have been a lot of YouTubers out there, even recently, that have started out with a lot of success, reaching tens of thousands of subscribers in just a few weeks or months. However, this is largely due to their first 1 or 2 videos being an instant hit. But none of these channels have started out with an intro video. I truly think that the best way to start is to act like you've been doing this for a while, like you know what you're talking about. Now, this tip will change depending on the kind of content that you plan on making. For instance, maybe if you're doing like a cinematic vlog type channel, then it probably doesn't matter because a cinematic intro could still be very popular. But for the most part, people are really only going to want to know more about you when they actually know about you. Anyway, hopefully this video helped in some small way, and if you've started a YouTube channel, maybe let everyone know in the comments. I really do wish you all the best on your YouTube journey. Good luck out there.